Well, when you're playing a fictional character, there are lots of ways of playing that character, and that is your creative interpretation. All of them could be right. You could have 100 different interpretations to that. But when you're playing someone in flesh and blood who's alive, who's lived a great life, like Azhar Bhai, it becomes that much more challenging because you have to be very close to home, as accurate as possible, and also the criticism that could come your way if you're not is could be very high. That is why you have to make sure you've done all your research, and in this case I got to meet the man himself, and a lot of that I've put into the film. The way, the small mannerisms that people have seen over the couple of years. I've seen him, the way he used to bat, the way he used to play cricket, the way he walked on the field. All these things had to be as accurate as possible. Well, in Jannat, it's a very successful film 6 years back, and that film also released during the IPL around the same time that Azhar is releasing, and that somewhere just about scratched the surface of the match-fixing scandal. I think this film, dives deeper into the issue and tackles some very key points. It deals with a lot of things that even cricket lovers feel they know everything about the sport will not know these things. They come straight from the horse's mouth. Azhar Bhai has shared all of this with us. So yes, Jannat was just, I guess, the tip of the iceberg. I think this takes it into a more deals with a more complex viewpoint of what happened in the darkest phase of Indian cricket. No, he wasn't there. Azharuddin wasn't there throughout the filming of the film. He was there for training me, and he trained me for cricket for almost, I think, 3 months. After that, whenever there was a cricket portion that was being shot for the film, he made sure he flew down, and he just wanted to be there to oversee things, and never very intrusive, never told us what to do. He just wanted to come and see how the process was. But he was never there for the shoot because I think it would be very uncomfortable for both of us, him sitting across behind the monitor and seeing me enact his life, and then me feeling his gaze constantly looking into the monitor and seeing how I'm acting as him. I think it would be uncomfortable for both of us. That's why he said, he kept away during the shooting of the scenes. Well, a lot of people in the team that were involved. First of all, the costume, Rushi Manoshi were the people who styled Azhar's character. There are different phases in his life. 70s, 80s, 90s, right up to 2012. So all this was styled, the clothes. We had a book on the whole reference of how he used to look, how he started wearing his suits at one point of time, where he was more casual at one point of time, what are the jerseys he wore, and everything was as accurate as it could be, and that was the part of the look and the costumes. Alim and his team did the hair, so there are two distinct looks in the film when he's very young, and then when he is slightly older, there's a big bit of a there's like a receding hairline they've kept for the later portions. So all these things I think really added to the authenticity. The accent is the Hyderabadi accent, and this is what Azhar Bhai told me. He said that please don't go by what they say in Hindi films. It's very caricaturish, and we speak very differently in Hyderabad in my house. So we had the luxury of having the dialogues of the Hyderabad portion sent to his family. They would record it on the voice recorder and send it back to us. So the way I've said it and how some characters have said it in the film is exactly how Azhar Bhai's family say it. That might not sound like the Hyderabadi accent you've heard always in films, but that is pretty inaccurate and is slightly caricaturish. The speech in the film has been tweaked slightly. I couldn't keep it exactly like the way Azhar Bhai speaks because in our film we've taken a bit of liberty for certain dialogue bazi and certain punches and certain momentum of the way the lines are said. So that's where we've taken a slight cinematic liberty. There's Raz 4 that releases in September, and at the moment that's the only release this year. There are some scripts that I'm reading, and hopefully we'll sign them soon. I'm very glad that the book is doing well, and people from the industry have come in numbers to support it. It's been very heartening. It's been great. I thank all of them, and also the readers. It's just skyrocketed on the bestseller list so soon, even before the book came out in the market. And for me as someone who's penned down this experience, I just feel that if this gets across to one family and it can help them for their children or themselves if there's a cancer patient, or even for the general public to reduce the probability of getting the disease and educate everyone, I think it's just been a fruitful exercise. I'm just very fortunate that I got to play the role of Mohammad Azharuddin because I've followed him for so long. I've been a big fan, and when Ekta called me up, it was a no-brainer. I didn't even hear the script, and I said yes for it. So yeah, I was ecstatic. No, I don't. I love it. I love missing the tag. No, because it's based on someone's life. It has facts, anecdotes, and real incidences from Azhar Bhai's life. But there's a certain cinematic liberty we've taken as far as songs go. Certain dialogues have been tweaked to make it more, I think, appropriate for a Hindi audience. And that is the only portion. I think the 15% tweaking that we have done for cinematic liberty is the reason why we're not calling an out-and-out biopic. A biopic is a film that's completely true, right down to every basic thing, to the way the person lived their life. And so it's not like a docudrama, but it still has a certain accuracy of a lot of things that we have put into the film. Fantastic. She's very chilled out, great girl, very professional, and she's playing the role of Sangeeta. She's looked super glamorous in the role, so yeah, it's great. Hi, this is Imran Hashmi, and you're watching me on Biscoot.com.